The first step in the development of a grant is the creation of the concept. The first step is a one-paragraph description, which may be used to socialize the concept among colleagues, recruit co-investigators, and get administrative support. It may become part of a letter of intent to the funder and may be necessary to be asked to submit a full proposal. Think of it as the abstract of your grant and is similar to the premise used in scholarly research. Word economy is important in this exercise because there may be a word or character limit, but even if there are no specified limits, you will need to be as succinct as possible. So let's take a look at an example of a concept paragraph. So I have a grant idea here of conducting a virtual cardiac rehab program. My hook is that cardiac rehab has been shown to reduce morbidity and mortality and improve the quality of life of patients that have experienced a cardiac event. That should get your attention. The known information is that despite these benefits, less than 20% of patients that have a cardiac event are ever referred to a cardiac rehab program, and even fewer actually complete the program. We know there are barriers to cardiac rehab, including cost and reimbursement, lack of access to a program, and compliance factors. Also, cardiac rehab is capital, equipment, and staff intensive, making it hard for hospitals to offer these programs. The gap in knowledge is that while virtual rehab programs may reduce some of the barriers and are potentially less expensive, we don't know if they'll achieve the same results. So the critical need for the grant is a better understanding of how a virtual rehab program impacts the cost and clinical outcomes in cardiac rehab. And this is really important if we can understand how digital tools can be used in cardiac rehab. This might increase the number of patients that would benefit from a cardiac rehab program. So here's a one-paragraph concept of this grant idea. The most important part of the concept formation are the aims, which are the research questions and guide the methodology used in the grant. Your aims should be SMART, meaning they are specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. As with research questions and scholarly research, the aims of the grant are so important, you cannot proceed with the full grant proposal until you have locked down your aims. So let's see if we can turn that paragraph into an aim. So I have an aim here: to increase participation in cardiac rehabilitation patients with heart failure by 20% over 12 weeks, using a virtual program compared to a traditional cardiac rehab program. Alright, so let's now see if that's SMART. So it's specific by stating that it's participation rates in cardiac rehab in a particular type of patients with heart failure. It's measurable. We want to increase it by 20% over a 12-week time frame, so that's time-bound. Is it achievable? The literature would suggest that it is achievable. I didn't cite any literature, but there is good evidence that a virtual rehab program could be successful. And is it realistic? Yes, we hope so. That's why we're going to do the study. But we have pretty much the elements here of a SMART aim that is aligned with the goals of this grant.